need more dads in the home. And instead of growing the size of the state,
I mean, we do need more dads in the home. And I ain't gonna lie though. One thing that scares me about that when we say we need more real dads in the home, like, bro, how much women are actually willing to keep their men in the home?
I mean,
it's like
what it takes to keep them in the home.
Yeah, do what it takes. Honestly, it's like the society doesn't really appreciate a man in the house until he's gone. It's like women don't appreciate a man in the house until your son's effed up, or until your son's out there running around the street. Oh, now you need a man in your life. When your son was a kid and it was all cute. Oh, nah, fuck that guy.
Now, this might be a controversial take. You might even disagree with me on this one. Said like, now, depending on the circumstance, right? Instead of you trying to work, maybe add to add to the income, I place more value on you rearing the child, raising him, giving him good instruction, especially in those child rearing years where everything is so consequential, everything is so monumental. Like, I place more value on you being in the home, raising a goddamn child. Especially, I mean, depending on the circumstance, of course. Obviously, if the income is needed, then it varies case by case.
True.
But if the father is a provider, as he should be, I place more value on the woman being not necessarily just cooking and cleaning, but raise this goddamn child. These kids out here fucked up.
Nah, for real. All right, let's keep going.
We need more people to go to church and to believe in the divine and respect of the individual and the dignity of every human being. So that's correct. Jesus is Lord. You're right. And so we can share with a lot of social workers or in social work the need to help people that have less. In fact, we as Christians are called to do that. But we believe that permanent government assistance and programs is the wrong way to do that. Are you finding in social work it's a little bit left leaning?
I mean, bro, the thing about this whole public assistance is that it's literally an incentive to make sure you stay poor. Like, that's what I hate about welfare, Section 8. Like, bro, Section 8 was bullshit. I was like, bro, this is literally meant to separate families. This is literally meant for you to never get a man in your life that can help take care of you because you're too afraid to let a man in because you might lose your damn house. Like, bro, that is the most underhanded shit I've ever heard. It's like, talk about purposely destroying families through policies.
And I'll give some real life take or inference and experience on that. Like, bro, there's people who stay within a certain tax bracket. There's people who refuse to get a higher paying job because they don't want to lose out on their social benefits. It's insane.
Take that shit away anyway. That's why we need to take it away anyway. But all right, let's keep it going.
Let's do it.
Or you're
well, I'm not there yet.
You will be.
Yeah. But I do, I want to go to social work. I want to help foster kids. The pro-life movement is something that's really important to me. So I want to do what I can to help the foster system and just make the future anti-abortion.
God bless you. Thank you. Great first question. Thank you.
Yeah. Can I
yes.
Get a hat?
Would you like me to sign it?
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Ooh, the gold white.
Thank you. God bless you. Yes.
Hey, Charlie.
Got Dark Knight Trump hat,
bro.
White and gold Trump hat.
Like, bro, they coming out with some shit.
Hey, they coming out with some Trump drip.
Like, hey, bro, bro, I glad about to start having Gucci Louis Vuitton collab with Trump shit. I'll be like, oh,
be on his side.
During the 2016 Republican primary, when Trump got booed on stage, he famously said, "That's all his donors and special interests."
Bro.
And the only reason that they're not loving him was because he doesn't want their money, but rather wanted to do what's best for the American people. He also tweeted out in 2015, Sheldon Adelson is looking to give big dollars to Rubio because he feels he can mold him into his perfect little puppet. I agree. In 2024, not only has Trump appointed Little Marco as his Secretary of State, but has also accepted $100 million in political contributions from the widow of the very same donor who he called out in 2015.
Miriam Adelson, yeah.
Miriam Adelson. If the foundation of MAGA was to be a raw, authentic movement in the face of overwhelming establishment corruption, why did Trump accept hundreds of millions of dollars in political contributions from mega donors?
Well, you have to finance your campaign somehow, right? And we won.
In 2015, he financed it himself. He was self-funded. He ran
in the primary. He did. You're right.
That's right. Yeah.
But look, you have to accept money from different coalitions of people. Are you glad Trump won?
To some extent, yeah.
Okay. To what extent are you not happy he won?
I think he doesn't represent the same thing that he represented in 2015.
Okay. Tell me why.
In 2015, he represented a political outsider. He was not the establishment. He was a stark contrast from the establishment. He was opposing Marco Rubio, Jeb Bush, the Bushes.
So let's, in practice, how is Trump not governing as an outsider? He literally just like fired 300,000 people in the last month. We have.
I mean, yeah, that's not what an insider does, because you're usually cool with everybody doing their corruption on the inside. Only an outsider will come in there and be like, yo, what's all this S shit going on? You gotta go, you're fired, We start saving money, you know, while everybody in the Senate or in the Congress loses their mind. Crazy, ain't it?
He got rid of USAID. He's ending the Russian.
Oh, and guys, make sure to double tap that screen and like the video, man. We got 200 plus of y'all in here. And make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, by the way. Appreciate the support. And if you have any questions, comments, jokes, disagreements, $2 and up, we'll go ahead and read it out loud, post it to the top of the screen, and even engage with it.
I'm sorry, Chad. I'm a little slow on the draw, but
You're fired.
Ukrainian war.
Of course,
border crossings are down 95%. I mean, how's this not an outsider?
Of course, he's an outsider from the previous administration, the Biden administration, but he's not really the same Trump that he was in 2015.
I think he's better.
He's better?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, but let's go through the list. Think about it. I mean, in every single element, the first term, he didn't get rid of USAID. First term, he didn't say he wanted to get rid of the Department of Education. The first term, he did not say we're going to have the largest deportation effort ever, of which we are doing. I mean, we're actually seeing new and improved promises and fulfillment of the original Trump agenda.
What happened to the wall?
Well, you mean the wall that Biden decided to deconstruct? I think what you're talking about is border crossings, which is more important, right? So
I'm talking about the border wall that Trump promised he would build in 2015.
Right, of which he largely did in his first term, disassembled under Biden. But the essence is border crossings, right? Because we want a wall to stop border crossings, right? So how many border crossings were there approximately last day of Biden's day in office?
Tell me.
No, guess.
I don't know. You're putting him on the spot.
Yeah, 11,000, right?
Okay.
No, but you're criticizing Trump, so you got to know your stuff, right?
Sure.
11,000. How many as of yesterday?
Tell me.
124.
Wow.
So we went from 11,000 to 124. But so what President Trump has done, so obviously you care about stopping the flow of people coming into the country, right? So President Trump has now said from 11,000 to 124, 95% decrease, almost a 98% decrease. So he's doing through executive action the things that Biden refused to do. But yeah, I think it's new and improved. I think it's an exciting, amazing new administration. But I want you to be very clear and crisp. What are your objections to what he's doing versus 2015?
Again, I really got to hone in on he didn't promise during the campaign that he'd build the wall. In 2024, his campaign never talked about building the wall.
He said the largest deportation force in the history of America, of which we're seeing right now. Child rapists, child sex traffickers, and predators are being deported on a daily basis.
Okay.
And yes, by the way, the wall is being built. The biggest reason the wall was ever put into question is because of federal judges that were blocking the construction of the wall. So he had to get more creative. You know what he's done in this term they didn't do the first term? He's mobilized the military to actually run the southern border, and he has designated the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations with use of lethal force actions against them. So it feels as if you're trying to find complaints against him. I'm trying to understand where you're coming from, because this Trump 2.0 is 100 times better than the first Trump term.
Yeah.
Well, it just seems like he's a different Trump than the Trump in 2015.
Okay, but use evidence, not emotions.
Right.
So what evidence do you have? Not like it feels, it seems. Like what evidence do you have?
My evidence is that
he is on his feel, and he's on his feeling. Well, I feel like he was a better president last time. Like, bro,
we don't like the man at all. So
I mean, does it really matter? It's like, bro, and here's the thing. He's like, yeah, you don't really know. He's actually doing way better. He's actually gotten a lot of things done through his executive orders, way more than his first term.
Very true. And you can't tell me a more experienced Trump isn't better than the first Trump. Trump 2.0 has to be better than Trump 1.0.
I mean, bro, he now knows who he's dealing with. He now knows the swamp that he's dealing with. When he came in to clean the swamp, he didn't know he's accidentally working with the swamp. Now that he knows, he's like, all right, man, now I know who I can put on my side, who's going to stay on their side.
My original question, he took hundreds of millions of dollars and he didn't build the wall.
Well, but no, we've already been through that. For example, like the border crossings are coming at an all-time low. The wall is
I'm not talking about border crossings.
But you build a wall to prevent border crossings. So if you can get border crossings low without a wall, then it's even...
And to establish sovereignty and
No, of course, look, he will build those things. I just find it interesting. I'm just trying to get down to the element.
Will he build the wall?
If courts allow him to, of course he will. I mean, obviously.
But he has the biggest mandate that he will ever have.
And he is fulfilling it every single day. So did you vote for Trump?
I abstained from voting.
You abstained from voting? Okay, well...
I know a couple people like that. And I know there's some people like, well, bro, you don't even have an opinion and all that good stuff because you abstain from your personal choice. Bruh. And I always do say, I'm like, you know what? I can also hear the argument of like, dog, I can still have an opinion even though I didn't vote.
And shout out Dave on that. He said $5. First time he was being held back. This term, they don't know how to counteract him. Man. I agree. And it's like said, like first time he got in there, he really didn't know what to expect. He was green to a degree.
Bro, the people that he appointed was stabbing him in the back. I'm just like, dog. And then after they stab him in the back, they come out saying he's unfit, he's a dictator, he damn near tried to destroy democracy. It's like everything in the book.
It's like, let me make a basketball reference and analogy for some of y'all who don't understand sports. Like they guard you. Okay, so you go to the finals, they guard you one way in the finals. Y'all lose. Y'all come back and play the same team next year. Bro, you already know how they about to attack you. You already know what you need to do to beat them now. It's that simple. He has the experience. He's that much better.
I mean, yeah. And the thing about it, he even came up with a too big to rig because, all right, cool. I see what y'all did last time. I guess I got to go big for real.
Bigger go home, man.
Oh, shit. Mandate that he had, that he will ever have.
And he is fulfilling it every single day. So did you vote for Trump?
I abstained from voting.
You abstained from voting. Okay, well, I'll say one thing. I hope you enjoy a better America because even though you didn't vote for the right candidate.
Oh, and shout out Big Wave Dave because now we are 47 super chats away from reaching our goal. We appreciate the support, by the way. And if you want to help us reach our goal, just super chat any question, comments, jokes, disagreement. We'll read it out loud, react to it, post it to the top of the screen. We appreciate your support, guys. But make sure you right there, double tap that screen. All right.
Keep going.
You're going to enjoy a better country thanks to President Donald Trump. Thank you so
Mr.
much.
Kirk.
Whether you like it or not, you will enjoy a better country.
Thank you. Yes.
How's it going, Charlie?
Good. How are you?
Good. My name is Camden. I've been a supporter for you from a long time. And I have a quick question, or two quick questions. The first one is, why are colleges getting so much more liberal in this generation specifically, and what can we do about that?
Well, I will say students are becoming more right-wing. I mean, this is amazing. By the way, Gen Z was the biggest move towards Donald Trump of any demographic and generation this last November. So thank you guys for that. It was a major move. Would you say this campus is pretty liberal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very.
Do you guys feel as if on campus that if you speak out as a conservative, you are graded differently?
Yes.
Yeah. So you guys feel as if you say a conservative view, you'll be graded negatively?
Yes.
Yeah.
So tell me more about that.
I've had that
I'll just be
experience.
curious.
I'm in an economics.
That's crazy. In your papers, in your literature.
Dog, I had that experience in school when I went against the narrative for Michael Jackson. Like, dog, I literally went against the narrative of going against the doctor for Michael Jackson's death. I went against the narrative. I got a D for that. And here's the thing: I provided a pretty damn good argument. I had to take I had to literally take my paper to a different teacher for them to be like, "This is actually a pretty good paper. How'd you get a D?"
Structure was there.
Yeah,
puncture,
like your argument was placed out perfectly and all that good stuff.
Thesis was well worded.
It's like, why you get a D? I mean, I guess bro disagreed with me.
It's insane.
I won't go into the details of my argument, but let's just say that my English teacher in 10th grade did not like it.
He didn't appreciate it.
Not at all.
Of women in work class, and I'm like the only one in the
there's
class.
An economics of women.
Yes, and it was required. It was required, and I'm the only pretty much conservative in the class that believes that the gender pay gap is a myth. That
obviously, it is, of course.
but they're so stern on grading as if there is one. So if I say something that's against that, then I'm graded differently.
This proves my point that college is a scam. You should not be forced to go into debt to study things that are not true.
Right.
I reject the whole premise. But yeah, look, part of the problem is that it's taxpayer funded. President Trump is waging a war against.
That's clear inculcation. Like, bro, there's no there. If you look at statistics, there's only one inference to make, but the school is enforcing and making sure that you write one answer.
Yeah, like that's not free thinking. That's not critical thinking.
It's like brainwashing,
bro. That's hive mind brain. That's hive mind thinking. You're being brainwashed to do so.
That's how you inculcate a society. Like, look, there's only one right answer here. You better put that right answer.
Bro, no wonder these people sound the same.
Bro, cookie cutter responses.
Yeah, it's just like, bro, and these are educated people and they sound the same. Like, bro, you supposed to go there for critical thinking, come up with new ideas, help push our society, and y'all came out there like fucking robots.
Little did we know there was only one right answer the whole time,
bro. Pre-programmed people, man. They pre-programmed these guys, and I ain't gonna lie.
Against the college cartel, which is amazing, saying that Federal taxpayer money will not go to schools like this if they teach garbage like critical race theory, DEI. It's going to be a process actually unfolding that. But yeah, the other problem is that these professors have never done anything in the real world. Many of them, they have lived in their kind of circles of abstractions for their entire life. And again, I truly believe that if you were to go and I'm not saying everyone should not go to college, but I think it's actually something you should consider. I think that doing a gap year instead of just going right into college and spending the equivalent money, like if I could ask, are you in state or out of state at this school?
In state.
You're in state. What is the tuition, all in cost tuition, room and board here?
Way too much.
Can I, 40,000, 50,000?
What?
7,500 all in?
Yo, what
the person at the mic, but yeah.
I have bright future, so it's different for me. But
okay, but you got to give me some like idea.
Come on, do you figure?
Around 20
with tuition, room and board, and everything,
yeah.
all in.
Oh,
okay, so it's subsidized by taxpayers though. But that
Right.
it's a separate issue. Okay, so but for $20,000, I think you could better spend that money, quite honestly, experiencing other cultures, getting another job, like doing.
I don't mind paying to educate the youth, but for 20K up, huh?
Bro, I could have went and got an
Yeah,
apprenticeship. Dog, I could have went and like took a crash course or something. Like, bro, right, bro. I could have low key like I ain't gonna lie, put down on a crib, like.
And you might be able to correct me on this. I might be wording it wrong, but it's like I think Andrew Tate said it. They'll give you $100,000 loan to go to school and study about a topic that you really don't know anything about, that really has little to no real life value.
No credit check, no nothing.
But they won't give you $100,000 to start your own business.
Yep.
Kick you off in your entrepreneurship.
Yep. They won't do that. But oh no, but they'll give you $100,000 to go in debt with though, for sure. I mean, no problem.
Insane.
Doing things outside of just the walls of this school. That's why I'm such a critic. And I'll just be honest. I employ 1,000 people at Turning Point. I don't care where you went to college. Employers do not care where you went to college. They care about, can you do the job? And we are seeing a change in the workplace, and colleges will be the last ones to adjust in this broken, outdated model. Is that it's much more like sports teams, which is like, what is your skill? What do you bring to the table? Not like, where did you go to college or how long you were there? We're seeing the kind of emergence of a free agent system, if you will, based on skill and merit. So anyway, hope that answers your question. Thanks,
I have one more question.
Yeah, really quick.
Okay, so I'm a Christian and I'm pro-life, right? And
all right, and guys, we got like about 160 y'all in here, man. Do me a favor, let's get the 50 likes. So double tap that screen. Let's get more people on the conversation. Hit those 3 dots up there in the corner. We appreciate the support, guys. And for you guys on TikTok, man, go ahead and double tap that screen real quick.
There's a lot of conservatives who also believe in the death penalty. But my question is, how can you believe in the death penalty and also be pro-life?
I mean, it's a great question, but let me just. I think it's logically contradictory. Right. So, if I may use a young lady as a so let's pretend she was pregnant, okay, and there was an unborn human being in utero. And let's pretend he is on death row for murdering 5 people. There's a difference. That baby did nothing wrong in utero. He used his agency to go kill 5 other people. And as a Christian, the only law that is repeated in all 5 books of the Torah is that if you kill a life, if you take a life, your life will be taken.
Can I counter?
Yeah,
so
please.
Paul killed Christians before he wrote 13 books of the Bible. So how do we?
Well, yeah, I mean, he obviously repented and gave his life to Christ and became a super amazing disciple. I guess the question is, do we believe in the ultimate administration of justice? And I think, of course, you do. If you take a life, your life should be taken. But making a moral equivalency of an unborn baby that has done nothing wrong, which, by the way, we have no problem slaughtering, right?
I do.
Well, no, I'm saying as a country, right? We over 1.5 million a year. And then we say, oh, well, this guy who burned an entire house down and killed 5 people, we need to feel sorry for them. Now, this is not you, but I could turn it on its head that bleeding heart liberals will say they feel more sorry for the person on death row.
It do be seeming like that. Like, there's more sympathy for the evildoers, more sympathy for the villain nowadays than the people, I'm gonna be real with you, than your average citizen, than people who don't break the law, than your average law-abiding citizen. For some reason, there's more empathy, more sympathy being shown for people who've committed crimes against your average, everyday law-abiding citizens. It is a bit weird what's going on. I mean, like, look at immigration. Bro, these people done broke our law, disrespected our laws, and disrespected our culture and walked in here, and then they're giving the bleeding heart argument of, oh, they're running away, oh, they're dreamers. It's like they disrespected our laws. What the fuck?
Than for the baby in the womb that never had a chance to live. And so for me, I think the person that, let's just, again, I think the death penalty should only be used very rarely, very sparingly, and should be done quickly. In fact, I even think that we should bring back, public executions on certain people. No, but think about it. I think that
I ain't gonna lie, I do need public executions do need to be like reestablished. Some people need to be publicly executed so we can make an example for the rest of the people. I ain't gonna give you like any names, but let's just say it would give a pretty good, it set a good example on why you shouldn't commit corruption, because we'll set your ass in front of the people. Well, all right, man, let's get into Dave's video real quick. Shout out Big Wave Dave.
Look at the car. Look at the car. The car cleaner than the house, man.
What the fuck?
Boss, most I can do is drop this washer off to you.
I'm not understanding what you're saying.
I said the most I can do.
Yeah.
Is drop this washer off to you.
No, you're not going to drop no freaking washer off to me.
Look, man.
You can take it back to your company, and I'll tell them you refuse to take out the old one and bring in the new one.
What the
suit your ass.
That's better.
Okay?
Look at this place, man. Don't see the car outside cleaner than the house.
You guys came with bad attitude in the first
Look at the car. Look at the car. The car cleaner than the house, man.
That is wild, bro. Got a nice look like he got a nice little like not BMW, but Buick outside. You look at this dude's crib and it's all effed up.
Damn.
He's like, dog, you want me to bring in a washing machine? I can't, bro. Why don't you stop being a hoarder?
Yeah. You gotta wash your goddamn house.
Like, bro.
that, and you guys should laugh, but it should be done. And you guys should laugh, but think about it. Some of these crimes are so heinous against humanity that it must be done as a statement and not say that, we're gonna make you a sympathy. So for example, I think that Luigi Maggioni guy, I think he should get the death penalty. I think that if you're gonna go kill someone in the back of the head in the streets of New York and act as if I should be sympathetic because you didn't get a healthcare premium you didn't like, I think you should get the death penalty for that. I think if you take a life, your life should be taken, and it should be done obviously through a jury of the peers. So anyway, that's how I would respond to that. It's the administration of justice, and it's also more specifically the life in the womb has not hurt anybody else.
Right.
The person on death penalty definitionally has hurt somebody else's life.
Thank you. And then
Appreciate it. Yes.
Since I don't have a lot of time, if I had more time to ask more questions, can I get you on my podcast in the future?
Maybe.
I said not that video, the one with CNN.
I got it right here.
All right, perfect. My bad. A key.
You stupid.
All right.
Oh, goddamn.
All right.
Here's my hat.
Thanks,
man.
Thank you.
All right. If you guys disagree, you're welcome to cut in line. But yes, sir. Next question.
Hey, so my name is Anderson. I agree with you on most things, but I disagree. I think I disagree with you. You can correct me if I'm wrong on kind of the Republican Party's current stance on the Department of Education. I think that I moved here from Illinois in Chicago. Yeah.
What part of Chicago are you from?
Arlington Heights.
Yeah. So what high school do you go to?
I didn't go to high school there, but I was supposed to go to Hersey.
Okay, I went to Wheeling.
Oh, my dad lived there.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah. So I know the area quite well. Did you go to middle school there?
Yeah, I went to middle school there. I went to Thomas.
I went to MacArthur.
Oh, that's cool.
So I know your neighborhood very well.
Yeah. And so how I've seen like kind of the changes from moving down here from the north, it seems like there's like this very like antagonistic view with education, which I didn't have in Illinois, at least in the part that I lived in, because it was a well-off suburb. But I see the Republican Party moving far closer to like getting rid of it. And I think that having a tool to keep schools responsible based on the curriculum that they're teaching is far more valuable than getting rid of it just because there's so many problems with it.
Fair argument. Thank you. So the Department of Education was formed in 1979. Do you think it's done a good job of improving educational standards for kids in this country?
No, mostly no. But I think the proper tool of a federal government saying, hey, you have to teach truths, even if that local community doesn't necessarily want to. Like the example that I kind of thought of, because I was talking to someone about this, I thought of like a coal mining town. In that town, it might be the most valuable thing to teach about mining, to teach about that type of trade, versus if you live in New York City, you're going to be learning a lot more of like markets and just overall higher education. And I think that's unfair to the people who are born into that area, just because that area needs that economic development.
So fair question. So what you're saying is from a more conservative slant, probably, that a federal Department of Education that actually mandates the right things from the top down.
Yes.
Sounds great. Let me tell you why A, that won't happen, and why B, I think that's a bad idea. Okay. So even though it sounds conceptually right, A, anything that starts in DC with a good intention will be taken over by the cancer, the woke tumor and the woke cancer. It metastasizes and envelops the entire thing, even if it has a really good intent. I'll give you a great example. We have this huge fight right now in the Department of Defense trying to get rid of all the woke stuff in the Marines and the Air Force. If we can't keep the Marines from becoming woke, we have no chance of the Department of Education ever not becoming in that way.
Enough, yeah.
And just
guys, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, man. Go ahead and hit the Set and Key Media profile pic and become a subscriber. Appreciate the support, guys. Let's keep it going. Like I said, you can super chat any question, comment, jokes, disagreements, read it out loud, engage with it, and post it to the top of the screen. Let's go.
Let's do it.
The actual fiber of what education is, more people on the left gravitate into that space. Now, let me agree with you before I kind of get into the second point. The biggest problem with education, which is why we should get rid of the Department of Education, is it's not the Department of Education, it's the Department of Administrators. And this is what's very important. This is not a war on teachers. There are 11 million people in America that are in government, that are in jobs, in government, taxpayer funded, in education.
And shout out Big Wave Dave. He said, instead of playing this video that
just embarrassed the Democrats on live TV for this dumb video they posted.
I played the
Here's the reality. 7 million followers, whether you think it's cringe or you like it. We're on CNN on a Thursday night and we're talking about it on national TV.
But I guess my question is, to what end? I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. I mean, maybe you will get 7 million eyeballs.
I am not accustomed to helping your party do anything.
Yeah.
But let me give you some advice. This was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And if you read the comments today, Lord have mercy. Look.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you added a Super Mario Smash Bros. Background. And here's the thing, like, who generation were you speaking to at that one? Because, I mean, like, bro, like, y'all already lost my generation. And that was my generation they was trying to touch right there, bro. The Smash Bros. I'm like, yeah, that's us.
Yeah.
So the fact that y'all try to take it back that far with a generation that y'all lost and abandoned, I mean, kind of shows that y'all still do not know where y'all are at politically. Like, that's the problem. Like, that's the problem with the Democratic Party. Like, y'all do not know the hole y'all dug yourselves in. Y'all don't even know y'all in the hole.
They don't know what the temperature is right now.
They really don't. Can't read the room for shit.
Look, scrambling for new social media and communication strategies is not a replacement for fixing what's actually wrong.
Man.
Your party has a 21% approval rating right now, congressional Democrats.
Well, let's talk about fixing what's wrong. Donald Trump is doing nothing for the American people.
He has a 50% approval rating.
But he's doing nothing for the American people.
Scott Jennings just embarrassed the Democrats on
beating you by 30 points. Like, and you're bitching about him. That's what I'm saying. That's the problem. It's like, y'all just can't sit there and, bro, realize that, y'all took the most massive L. Y'all took a massive L with this one. And then instead of admitting that y'all took a massive L, you're trying to say, oh, no, everybody's just racist and sexist. Like, bro, I'm actually happy. In a way, I'm kind of happy for us, because it's like, if this is what y'all going to go on for the next 4 years, y'all will lose again. All right, let's get right back to the video.
If you were to guess, how many would you say are teachers?
30%?
Yeah. So that's almost correct. You're right. Okay. So about 7 million, about 6.7 million of the 11 million are administrators. And the people, like, most of our education money goes towards paper pushers, career counselors, people that fill in paperwork unnecessarily. We're not even supporting the teachers on the front line. So that's the biggest problem, is we have become an administrative heavy education model. And what has that meant for our kids? Since the advent of Department of Education, as you agree, standards have gone down, literacy has gone down, math and reading has gone down. In fact, most kids in public education, I want you guys to think about this, in high school, have not read an entire book cover to cover.
Yeah.
Man.
Do you guys agree with that? And I know that might, when parents hear that, it's so shocking. Most kids, when they are by a junior or senior in school, have not read, they'll read snippets. You guys know that they have readers, right? A chapter of this. They have not read an entire book cover to cover. Let me go to my second argument why I think it's a bad idea. I don't think it's constitutional.
And shout out, he says, Seth, thanks for taking the flower out of your hair. Okay, screw you. But anyway, though, he says, also, you ignored the last part of my super chat. What was the last part of your super chat?
He made a song suggestion. It's in the history.
He made a song suggestion. What song suggestion? I looked at it.
It's in history again.
Still don't see it. It's like, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. All right, I got you.
Institutional or in the role of government to get involved in the most intimate thing, which is education. And this is why I think our view of education is wrong. You guys look at education probably because you've been taught as just, hey, get here so you can get a job. In the ideal sense, education should be about the growth of the soul and should be about the nurturing of good citizens, which is completely different than just career preparation. The view I have of education, which is what the founders had, which only very few people have, is that you guys should be here to read really old good books, to understand ancient philosophy, to become a well-rounded citizen of what is good, true, and beautiful, and then you could do any job once you graduate. That the hyper specialization of our education system has been dreadful. And so, but let me get to the Constitution. I'd love to get your response. Constitutionally,
and shout out my man Daniel Castro. He says we are brokest against gov spending our tax.
Man,
I mean, yeah.
And when it comes to them errantly spending our tax dollars on whatever they choose, I mean, hell yeah,
millions upon millions, and then they try to like blow. I swear it's the biggest slap in the face when they say, "Oh, such a small percentage of our budget." Like a $6.8 trillion budget. Yes, you're right. Millions upon millions would be a small percentage. But last time I checked, $17 million is some life-changing shit.
And then the potential proposal of giving every American taxpayer $5,000 refund stimulus check with the money saved, right there should tell you alone that it's no small thing. It's no chump change over here. This is actually a sizable amount of money.
I mean, look, bro, when they're talking about millions of dollars going out and they try to gaslight you, just say this. I mean, could that $1 million help an entire, I don't know, orphanage? Could that $1 million have helped out, I don't know, the old people's homes, veterans, homeless people? Think about what those millions of dollars could have done besides, well, funding LGBTQIA agendas overseas or trying to overthrow governments overseas. Like, think about all the things we could have done to help Americans, then, you know, try to overthrow governments and push gay agenda.
I think we have made too many exceptions of the government should do this, the government should do that. When, if we look at Article 1, Section 8 of the U.S. Constitution, it enumerates 17 things that government can do. Education federally is not one of them. And it doesn't even do it well. And I think it's led to.
We got my man Jacqueline back in here. $2. Them's about to lose their money laundering act blue. Ooh.
Oh yeah, they are. I did hear about that. Actually,
Act blue.
Yeah, and that one girl, Lindy Lee, the Asian girl's been coming out exposing them. Bro, she was exposing a lot of organizations. I'd be like, yeah, bro, if you see they get paid by this, they've been paid. Like, bro, she pretty much saying that almost all of the liberal pundits on TikTok, all the liberal spokesmen paid. He just said paid. I was like, paid. Now, single one of them is speaking out of like the truthfulness of their heart. Or all we getting paid? Even that dude, Harry Size, or whatever his name is. But they're trying to say, yeah, bro, he knew that Biden wasn't cognitively there. He knew it. But they're paying this man $200K to go up on Piers Morgan and be like, oh, he just had a bad night.
Yeah, I'd say pretty much whatever if they wired me 200. I mean,
I don't know. I'd have had to backtail on. I'm like, look, man, I know y'all gave me this 2,000, but yeah, that boy Biden done for. It's like, look, man, they paid me $200K to lie to y'all. I can't do it.
I mean, shit, some might, but some people be like, man, I got bills to pay.
Yeah, I feel it, but I don't know. Think about how it's gonna kill his career later on. Like,
very true. He shot his credibility.
He shot his credibility in the foot. It's almost over for him. Like, bro, that $200K gonna look real small compared to what you could have done if you'd have just kept your brand going without letting it be tainted.
To this bloat of federal agencies that shouldn't exist. And so finally, and let's go back to that coal miner example. That's a really good example in one way, but at the other way, we should not impose on certain communities what values they should learn or not learn. And usually what happens is, we know it's left-wing ideology that then gets imposed on local Christian communities or conservative communities that might have a different view. So what is your opinion on all that?
I think that I feel like at this point there's so many different government programs that don't adhere to the Constitution, at least not in a literal sense. Yes. Like, I'm not saying they're constitutionally illegal, but
I would say they almost are.
That is definitely an argument. But I do think that there is certain educational standards that need to be upheld. I just don't know the proper way to do that.
Great. So my suggestion is we don't have to think too deeply about it. Is we already know what that looks like, which is that the states should run the education as they see fit, and the federal government should remove, because we know back in the 50s, 60s, or 70s, we had much higher literacy rates, much better math scores. We've gone down. We're like 26 now in education, yet we're spending $250 billion a year on the federal Department of Education, mostly on administrative paperwork. So I think we need to empower more families. And the final thing I'll say is school choice, allowing parents to be able to send their and by the way, Florida has one of the most robust school choice programs in the country, and it works because competition education is a good thing. Final point. Yes.
Yeah, I know. My sister actually works at a Montessori school, and so I'm very on board with like school choice. But I think the first party governmental schools, in my opinion, should have a certain level of standard, just because I moved from Illinois to here.
District 214.
And it wasn't a perfect school district. So I had my fair share of
very,
issues there.
very well funded at
But
Thomas.
it's very well funded. Yes.
And let me just kind of, and then we'll go